what's good, YouTube? GamerZero coming at you with my GTA Online progression series from ditches to riches. Race week is just about over, and we did end up participating in race week. I also ended up doing some taxi work because it is quadruple money and quadruple RP this week. I did it just for the sake of the series, not really because I necessarily enjoy taxi work. But in the next clip after this one, we're going to go ahead and talk about not only how I feel about taxi work, what I feel taxi work is good for, and also, in general, my opinions on taxi work as a whole. So let's go ahead and get right into that. And I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Let's get it. Taxi work is an activity any player can access. That's one thing I do like about this type of work, is that it is very easily accessible. You don't need any money in your pocket. You don't need to buy a property. You don't even need to buy a vehicle. All you got to do is head over to the taxi depot and you can start doing taxi work. Another thing that I do like about this is that for beginner players especially, or players that have never played GTA Online before, it puts you in a non-combative role. So if you're looking to make some quick cash, you're going to be able to do that without having to worry about dying, getting shot at, having to buy weapons to upgrade your loadout, having to buy armor. You don't have to worry about any of that. All you got to do is pick up your clients and take them to where they want to go. The next thing I do enjoy about this activity, especially for players that never played this game before or beginners that really don't know their way around, is that it helps you familiarize yourself with the city of Los Santos. Let's talk about the cons of this activity. The first one is the payouts. The payouts are not great. You can do a lot of fares and you will probably make some tens of thousands of dollars, if that. The next one I want to talk about is the time investment. As I stated previously, you could do a lot of these taxi fares and you're not really going to get that much money. And so the time that you put into this business, you will not be rewarded monetarily in a good manner, in my opinion. But other than that, I decided to do taxi work during the quadruple money, quadruple RP week, just for the sake of the series. Made about 100 grand, and I did not grind taxi work anymore throughout the entire week. You see here, I made about 100 grand doing taxi work, as I stated previously. Just wanted to show y'all that I did do that. And we ended up checking the gun van because this week it was actually pretty good. We ended up getting the minigun and the up and atomizer. So the minigun usually unlocks about level 120, and I believe around here I'm around like level 60. So we were able to get a good gun that you need to be a high level for very early and very cheap because it was on sale. And of course, up and atomizer, which is good for various things like flipping cars over if they get stuck, like during sale missions. Definitely a good buy. I'm pretty sure you figured it out already, but we did win the benefactor BRA from the podium this week. It did not take me one try. It took me numerous tries, a few hours to try to get this car. We did do the close app method because I wanted this car really bad. This is one of the most expensive cars available in the open wheel category, so I did want this car. But after this, since we now have the benefactor BR8, I want to upgrade it. So we end up purchasing an auto shop. Now the auto shop is going to allow us to upgrade our vehicles with all of the maximum performance parts, regardless of what level you are. Since some of these performance upgrades are level locked, we use the auto shop to bypass that. Because remember, I stated previously that I was in around my level 60s. I would not have been able to upgrade any of my vehicles with the maximum performance upgrades. But now that we own the auto shop, we can do that. As you can see here in this clip, I'm showing you a little bit of that. I'm going to explain a little more about some of the other things that the auto shop has to provide for the player that purchased this business. Then we have the auto shop contract board, where you'll come over to this whiteboard. There's 3 missions you can select from. And each of these missions that you select, they have 2 setups that you'll do. And once you finish those 2 setups, you're able to do the actual contract. Now, keep in mind that each of these setups, you will be getting paid $10,000 for them. So with whatever other money you're going to be making, you will be making about $20,000 every single time on top of the money from the contract that you do. There's a car lift inside of the shop that allows customers to bring their car in. They'll ask you for certain visual upgrades and performance upgrades to be applied to their vehicle. And once you finish those upgrades, you'll be able to deliver their vehicle back to them and they'll pay you for your work. This is a nice little side hustle that the auto shop provides us. You'll make from on the low end $40,000 up to the higher end $80,000, which is not too bad. Some nice little pocket change. Now, you are able to buy additional things for this side of the business. You're able to buy an additional car lift, so you can have 2 cars instead of just 1 if you felt like doing that. And you can also purchase some workers. Now, these workers, once you finish upgrading these cars, you can tell them to go and deliver them if you don't feel like delivering them yourself, which is not too bad. Before, these workers used to completely trash the cars when you told them to deliver them. So that was bad, and at that time I did not recommend purchasing those. But recently Rockstar made it to where these workers now, more of the time, they will deliver these cars in better condition, so you'll make more money. So nowadays I do recommend purchasing the workers because they're actually pretty solid and they just save a lot of time, because you can just tell them to go and deliver it and you could do whatever else you want to in game. Then we have the exotic exports list. You'll gain access to this after you finish your first contract, and once you head over to the auto shop after that, Sasanta will essentially let you know about this, where there's 10 cars on this list and you'll be able to take each of these 10 cars to the docks and make money off of them. You'll make about 20 grand for each delivery. The way that you locate these vehicles is the infamous blue dot that ends up spawning in free roam as you're doing whatever you're doing. When you locate the vehicle, you take it to the docks, and that's pretty much it. As I stated previously, you'll make 20 grand from each one of these, and there's a total of 10 cars on the list, so you'll make $200,000 for doing the entire list. And additionally, you'll get another $120,000 for completing the list. So I feel like that's not too bad. Now, if you're trying to complete the list on a frequent basis, I probably wouldn't, because there's a few drawbacks here. The first drawback is that these cars don't spawn in very often. I remember when I did this list the first time, it took me about 8+ hours of grinding in game. And you're like, why would it take you 8+ hours? Well, here's the other drawback. It's that if you end up leaving GT Online and coming back later and you're probably like, oh, I'll just pick up where I left off at, you'll have to start the entire list over from the beginning. So that's why I say it's not really too much worth it to be going for the entire list. If you're just doing it just to make a little bit of quick cash, like how I'm doing in these clips and how I normally go about it, sure, why not? But I don't recommend going for the complete 10 every single time. Maybe one time if you feel like doing that, but in my opinion, it's just not worth the time investment. The last thing I wanted to add was, for any activity that you partake in the auto shop, these activities will allow you to gain LS Car Meet Rep, and you can use LS Car Meet Rep to unlock certain things inside of LS Car Meet. Like there's some certain rims that you can get for cars, there's certain liveries that you can unlock for cars, certain clothes that you can unlock for your character, and also certain trade prices that you can unlock for vehicles associated to the LS Tuner DLC. I know I haven't been showing it, but throughout these weeks I have been still taking care of my biker bar and my bike services. I still do those all the time because that's very good money. I still do my Kyle Frigos. I've been doing them consistently. You know what I mean? Every time I hop on, I'll do it at least one time every time I get on. I get on at least once a day just to record footage. Maybe like, you know, I'll get on for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, whatever. And I'll just record some footage for the series. And also, you know, I'm still taking care of, you know, the auto shop services. I'm grinding auto shop contracts. I'm still grinding the Fooligan jobs because we ain't gonna finish that anytime soon. That's gonna take a little bit. Probably in the next episode or the episode after that, that's when we'll probably be done with the Dax Fooligan jobs. But there's a lot of grinding you guys are not seeing, right? I'm cutting a bunch of that stuff out, you know what I mean? Because if anything, it'd just be the same episode every time. Like, oh, just do Galverico, do this, do that, you know, every single time. What you got to keep in your mind is that that's what's happening. You know what I mean? I'm doing all of these things to make this money. I'm pretty sure you figured it out at this point, but that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing all the stuff that I've done in the previous videos. I'm still doing those things, and we're mixing in other little things here and there whenever we get a chance to, like, you know, taking event weeks, or we buy a new business, new property, whatever. So now I'm going to talk about, you know, this event week. So of course, you know, it's race week, and I love racing. I always take advantage of it. We literally won the BRH just so I could race on this account. But what I can tell you is, for some reason, man, on PS4, the PS4 version of GTA, these guys are some of the best racers I've ever seen. This race that you're seeing right now is like the only race I won the entire week. And I probably did like 5 or 6 hours of racing throughout the entire week on GTA Online with this account. On PS5, bro, I went on there, and in like an hour and a half, I did, or probably even less than that, I won the 3 races and got the Rockstar Racing suit. But here, oh my god, bro, like the competition was insane. Like, I think the best I did besides this race was second place in like 1 or 2 other races. Other than that, I'm always getting like 3rd or 4th place every single time, consistent. It could be possibly that there's better players on PS4, or, you know, I don't know what was going on. Could be the frame rate of the game, you know, it's like smoother on PS5, so that helps me. I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't understand why I was having such an issue getting first place on PS4 GTA, aside from like PS5 GTA. But that's besides the point. I had a good time in race week. You know, whenever race weeks come around, I usually always hop on and do a little bit of driving, you know what I mean? And the incentive for this week was actually pretty good. As I stated previously, I did get the Rockstar Racing suit on my PlayStation 5 character, but unfortunately on this one we did not get it. But I wasn't really trying to go for the racing suit. I literally was just trying to grind up and get content for the series. That's literally all it was. But I had a good time doing it, and that's really what matters. Having a good time when you're playing any particular video game. But that's pretty much it for this episode and this event week, because as I stated previously, GTA Online this week and the next week are kind of dry. You know what I mean? So all we really did is just grind what we normally grind and race week. And oh yeah, I threw in a little bit of taxi work, but there's really nothing else we're doing for this event week. I believe in the next episode we're going to take care of some other stuff, but that's going to come in the next episode. But for now, this is pretty much all I have for you. So this is GamerZero, and I'm going to be heading up out of here. I'm signing out with y'all. Y'all have a good night, good day, wherever y'all are at. Be safe and take care out there. And you know that I got to hit y'all with that respect. Take care out there, and deuces, y'all.